Hi and welcome to Grammar Time. We're going to look at how we express ha habido in English. If we're talking about a singular, countable noun, we say there has been. For example, has there been a mistake? ¿Ha habido un error? Yes, there has. There has been a mistake. Or no, there hasn't. There hasn't been a mistake. Has there been a problem? Yes, there has been a problem. Has there been a misunderstanding? Yes, there's been, using the contraction, there has contracted to there's. There's been a problem. Has there been a misunderstanding? Un malentendido? No, there hasn't been a misunderstanding. Has there been a change of plan? Yes, there's been a change of plan. We also use there has been when we're talking about uncountable nouns. For example, has there been any news? ¿Ha habido noticias? Yes, there's been some news. Has there been any progress? Yes, there's been some progress. Bien, now we're going to look at the plural equivalent. There have been. Have there been any problems? Yes, there have been several, which is a key word here, several, varios. There have been several problems. Have there been any complaints? Quejas. ¿Ha habido quejas? Yes, there have been several complaints. ¿Ha habido varias quejas? Have there been any accidents? Have there been any earthquakes? ¿Ha habido terremotos? No, there haven't been any earthquakes. Okay, let's move on to the next grammar point. This is how we express tengo que hacer algo. Or, in the negative, no tengo que hacer lo que sea. I have to do something, or I don't have to do something. Let's start with some examples. I have to work, but I don't have to work every day. Can you see how I'm saying have to, not have to work? I have to work. I have to work. That's the pronunciation. That's how we say it in everyday English. I have to work, but I don't have to work every day. I have to work on Mondays, but I don't have to work on Sundays. I have to be at work by 9 o'clock in the morning. At 9 o'clock at the very latest, but I don't have to be at work before 9 o'clock. I have to wear a jacket, but I don't have to wear a tie. Do you have to wear a tie at work? Do you have to speak English at work? I have to speak English at work, but I don't have to speak Japanese. Do you have to speak Japanese at work? I'm sure you don't have to speak Japanese at work. Okay, now let's move on to the final key grammar structure here. We're going to look at the difference between the present perfect and the past simple. For example, yesterday, so yesterday, it's a finished time period. I spoke to 3 people. I spoke. I'm using the past simple. Why? Because yesterday has finished. Yesterday I spoke to 3 people. So far today, I've spoken to 2 people. So here I'm using the present perfect. I have spoken. Contracted to, I've spoken. I've spoken to 2 people so far today. I'm using the present perfect because today has not ended yet. Okay, another example. Last week I ate 3 apples. Last week's finished. I used the past simple. I ate. Last week I ate 3 apples. So far this week hasn't finished yet, so I'm using the present perfect. So far this week, I haven't eaten any apples. Last month, I went to London twice. So far this month, I haven't been to London. Last year I drove 70,000 miles. Last year's finished, so I express the verb in the past. I drove. Last year I drove 70,000 miles. So far this year, I've only driven 12,000 miles. Okay, and in the interrogative form? Well, if you're asking about yesterday, you'll use the past simple. Why? Right, because yesterday is a finished time period. And the same goes for last week. It's finished. Last month or last year. So how many apples did you eat yesterday? How many glasses of wine did you drink last week? How many times did you go to the beach last year? But if you're asking about today, today's an open time period. Use the present perfect. Okay? For example, today, so far today, I've eaten 1 apple. I could eat some more because today hasn't finished. But so far, hasta ahora, hasta esta altura del día, I've only eaten 1. So far this week, it's the same. So far this week, I've spoken to 3 people. So far this month, I've worked for 15 days. Okay, you got that? So if the time period's finished, use the past simple. If it's open, it started in the past, but it's still continuing today, this week, this month, this year, use the present perfect. Okay, it's vocab time. I'm going to put you to the test on 9 key words. The first one's easy. How do we say this, la frente, in English? We say your forehead. Yeah, at the front of your head, your forehead. And we always use a possessive adjective, like with the rest of the parts of the body. We talk about my arm, my leg. So this is my forehead. Yeah, I'm touching my forehead. Touch your forehead. We would never say touch you the forehead. No, you touch your forehead. Okay? So, forehead is how we say la frente. The next one's a little expression. How do we say estar dispuesto a? Well, we say to be willing to do something. Okay? For example, I'm willing to stay until 8 o'clock, but I'm not willing to stay until 10 o'clock. Estoy dispuesto a quedarme hasta las 8. I'm willing to stay until 8 o'clock, but I'm not willing. Pero no estoy dispuesto. I'm not willing to stay until 10 o'clock. The next one. How do we say a corto plazo? Got it? All right, we say short term. Yeah? This is a short term goal. Es un objetivo a corto plazo. It's a short term goal. And the opposite? Yeah, that's right. Long term. A long term goal. Un objetivo a largo plazo. The next one is an adjective. Ubicado. How do we say ubicado in English? Do you know? Come on. That's right, located. We don't say located, it's located, okay? So, this television studio is located in the center of Madrid, okay? This television studio is located very near the Real Madrid football stadium, okay? That's where it's located. The next one, another adjective. How do we say exigente? That's right, we say demanding, yeah? I try to be a demanding teacher. Do you have an English teacher that you see every week for class? Is your teacher demanding? Is she demanding? Is he demanding? That's how we say exigente. Right, the next one, beard. What's a beard? La barba. Right. We don't say beard, we say the beard. And we grow a beard. Nos dejamos la barba. We grow a beard. Literally, we say, estamos diciendo que cultivamos la barba. Okay? Then we have three more. Logro. Un logro is an achievement. If you knew that, that's an achievement. The next one. Un curriculum. How do we say un curriculum? Tu curriculum, por ejemplo. We say your curriculum vitae, which we normally shorten to the letters CV, yeah, for curriculum vitae. My CV. Give me your CV. Send your CV. I'm writing my CV. Okay? And the last one. How do we say chapucero? That's right. Sloppy. That's a sloppy job that you've done there. Good stuff. Okay, it's translation time. I'm going to give you 15 sentences in Spanish, and I want you to translate them with me into English. Let's go with the first one. La conocí en un viaje a Londres. How would you say that? That's right, I met her on a trip to London. We don't talk about meeting people in a trip, we talk about meeting people on a trip. So I met her on a trip to London. The second one. Es mucho peor de lo que crees. That's right, it's much worse than you think. Yeah? Ojo con la palabra than. We don't say it's much worse that. No, we say it's much worse than, acabando en N, right? It's much worse than you think. The next one. No me di cuenta de que estabas aquí. How do we say darse cuenta? Realize, yeah. So no me di cuenta de que estabas aquí. I didn't realize you were here. We can say I didn't realize that you were here, but normally we omit, we get rid of the word that. So I didn't realize you were here. ¿Cuántos años crees que tiene? Que tiene él, ¿eh? All right, how old do you think he is? Yeah? How old do you think he is? Very good. The next one. Tendrán que tener mucho cuidado. And let's use the contraction at the beginning, yeah? Yeah, tendrán que, they'll, yeah, they'll have to be very careful. We always speak using contractions in English. They'll have to be very careful. And the next one. Lo probé, pero no me gustó. I tried it, but I didn't like it. Right? I tried it, but I didn't like it. It's very important to say the word it after like. Pero no me gustó, but I didn't like it. The next one. Lo firmé a pie de página. So we have the top of the page or the bottom, yeah? The bottom of the page. I signed it at the bottom. That's where I signed it. The next one. ¿De quién fue la idea? Whose idea was it? Yeah? Whose, de quién, one word. Huh? Whose idea was it? The next one. Significaba mucho para mí. It meant. Ahí tenemos la pronunciación del pasado del verbo to mean. It meant a lot to me. And the next one. ¿Cuál fue tu impresión de él? What was your impression of him? That was easy. The next one. Así es la vida. That's life. We would never say that is life. We always express that using the contraction. That's life. Okay, así es la vida. The next one. Él parecía estar de buen humor. Right, he seemed to be in a good mood. Not of a good mood, in a good mood. I'm in a good mood or I'm in a bad mood. So he seemed to be in a good mood. The next one. Habrá varias reuniones. Right, there will be several meetings. No sirve para nada. Tíralo. It's useless. Throw it away. Yeah, throw it away. Don't say throw away it. Okay, throw it away. And the last one. No dejaré que nadie lo lea. All right, I won't let anyone read it. Don't say I won't let no one read it, because you've already got the negative with the verb won't. I won't let anyone read it. Nice. Right, it's verb time. We're going to look at some irregular verbs and then some regular ones. Let's start with the irregular verbs. How do we say marcharse? Or salir, or dejar? That's right, we say to leave. And the past of leave is left. So I normally leave the office at 7 o'clock. But last night, I left the office very late. I left the office at 10 o'clock. Okay, so the past of leave, left, right? I've never left. Let's look at the participle. I've never left the office after midnight. Yeah, I always leave the office before midnight. Thank goodness. All right. What time did you leave work yesterday? Or what time did you leave your house this morning? All right. The next verb is the verb to prestar. To prestar, that's the infinitive. Prestar in English is to lend. That's right, to lend. We lend someone something. So yesterday, I lent Mark my book. Yeah, I lent him my book. Yeah, I've never lent Mark my bike. I've never lent Mark my bike, but yesterday I lent him my book. All right, the next verb is very important because it's all about meaning, the meaning of words or what people intend when they're talking. And that is the verb to mean, right? So what do you mean? I know what I mean. I didn't know what she meant yesterday. Okay, meant. We write it meant. The last one is the verb to misunderstand with that prefix miss, M-I-S, which usually means you do something badly. So if you misunderstand, you don't understand well. You haven't understood the meaning. You haven't understood properly. You've reached an incorrect conclusion, right? So I usually misunderstand my boss. Yeah, I usually misunderstand him. Yesterday, he misunderstood me. Yeah, he didn't understand what I was trying to say. He reached a different conclusion. Yeah, I've never misunderstood my friend. Yeah, my friend and I, we understand each other perfectly. So I've never misunderstood. Ahí tenemos el participio. I've never misunderstood my friend. Good. That's enough on irregular verbs. Let's look at some regular ones. Verbs ending in a D or a D sound. For example, to extend. Yeah, these are regular and they end in a D or a D sound. To extend, extender. So in the past, that's right, we pronounce the ED, id, extended. Okay? The same goes for the verb, or our verb for inundar. How do we say inundar? Well, it's the same as una inundación, a flood. So the verb is to flood. Acaba en de. Y por eso vamos a decir flooded when we're talking in the past, yeah? The valley flooded. El valle se inundó, right? The valley flooded. Okay? Bien. The next one ends in a T, but the same rule applies. How do we say flotar in English? That's right, we say to float, right? So the boat floats, yeah? It floated yesterday, but it's not floating anymore, right? It floated, right? So we pronounce the ED, yeah? It floated, yeah? And the same with verbs that end in a T sound or a D sound. Other verbs would be like doblar, como decimos doblar, to fold, yeah? Fundar, to found, so founded, yeah? The city of Cadiz was founded 3,000 years ago, okay? More verbs, let's go on to some that end in a D sound, like apetecer. Me apetece un helado. I fancy an ice cream. But yesterday I fancied an ice cream, yeah? We don't say fancied, we say fancied, okay? Emphasizing the first syllable. Suspender, how do we say suspender? To fail, that's right. So in the past, it's failed, yeah? I don't normally fail exams, but yesterday I failed my maths exam, okay? Suspendí mi examen de matemáticas. I failed, no digas nunca failed, okay? It's failed, right? Archivar is another example. To file. Yesterday I filed the documents, okay? Let's move on to the final sound, which is the T sound that we find in verbs like to fix. What does to fix mean? Exactly, arreglar algo, yeah? He fixed my car. Arregló mi coche, yeah? Or in the verb to force, yeah? He forced me to do it. Me obligó a hacerlo. He forced me to do it. Nice! All right, it's phrasal verb time. I'm going to put you to the test on 8 different phrasal verbs. The first one, what phrasal verb do we use when we're talking about launching a product? Yeah? Lanzar un producto. ¿Cómo lo decimos? Right? We say to bring out a new product. So, for example, Vaughan ha sacado cientos de libros. How would you say that? Yeah, Vaughan has brought out hundreds of books. Good. The next one, salir, o cuando se lanza una película. Yeah? Cuando sale una película o cuando se lanza. We say a film comes out, right? So, la película saldrá en marzo. How would you say that? The film will come out in March. The film will come out in March. It won't come out in February, it will come out in March. The next one, how do we say echarse atrás, yeah? From an agreement or something. We say to back out of an agreement, right? For example, ella se echó atrás con el acuerdo. She backed out of the agreement, right? She backed out of the agreement, yeah? Be careful with the pronunciation of the past. She backed, not backed, but backed. And we fuse that together with the particle out. She backed out, okay? She backed out of their agreement. Another phrasal verb with out. To drop out. What does to drop out mean? That's right, it means abandonar los estudios, right? So you drop out, or you drop out of school. Él dejó los estudios para entrar en el ejército. How would you say that? All right. Good. He dropped out to join the army. Yeah? So the pronunciation here is exactly the same as backed. This is dropped. So we had backed out, and here we have dropped out. Dropped out. Got it? Dropped out. He dropped out to join the army. Okay, retirarse. Yeah? Retirarse. You can, again, retirarse de un acuerdo. La empresa abandonó el acuerdo, se retiró del acuerdo. The company, don't say companies, company. The company pulled out of the agreement. Good. All right. Another phrasal verb with out. To rule out. To rule out. What does it mean? All right. Descartar. Right? La policía le descartó como sospechoso. The police ruled him out as a suspect. Not as a suspicious, as a suspect. Un sospechoso is a suspect. So the police ruled him out. Don't say ruled out him. Yeah? We need to place the personal pronoun there, the object pronoun, between the verb and the particle. The police ruled him out as a suspect. All right. Echar a patadas. How do we say that? To kick out, right? To kick out. Lo echaron a patadas del club. They kicked him out of the club. And the last one. To drive out. To drive out means expulsar. So, Napoleón fue expulsado de España en 1814. Napoleon, así decimos Napoleón, Napoleon, enfatizando la segunda sílaba, Napoleon was driven out of Spain in 1814. Fijaros cómo fusiono la palabra driven con la palabra out. He was driven out, como si fuese una sola palabra. Napoleon was driven out of Spain in 1814. Okay, it's typical mistake time. That's right. Vamos a ver unos cuantos errores típicos. For example, when you say, los martes suelo ir al cine, we don't say the Tuesdays. Don't say the Tuesdays I go to the cinema, because it's wrong. All right, we say on Tuesdays. Los miércoles voy al gimnasio. On Wednesdays I go to the gym. Los jueves voy al supermercado. Don't say the, sino on. On Thursdays I go to the supermarket. Okay, another typical mistake. When we say divertido, when something is divertido, it's fun. It's not funny. Funny is gracioso. Algo divertido is something that is fun. So, did you have a fun holiday? Si dices, did you have a funny holiday? Suena rarísimo, right? Because funny means gracioso, but it also means raro, right? So did you have a fun holiday? We had a fun time. Oh, that was a fun meeting, yeah? Qué divertida la reunión. That was a fun meeting. Okay, the next typical mistake. Explicar. ¿Me puedes explicar? We say, can you explain to me? Don't say, can you explain me? I don't explain you. I explain something to you, right? So can you explain to me? Can you explain it to me? Can you explain the process to me? Okay, don't forget to use the word to. Another one, can you explain to me how it works? Yeah, I can explain it to you. I can explain it to them. I can explain it to her. She can explain it to us. Yeah? He can explain it to them. All right. The next mistake, the next typical mistake. When you say lo importante is, in Spanish, we don't say the important is. No, there's a word missing. We need to use the word thing. Nosotros decimos la cosa importante, o literalmente la importante cosa. The important thing is that you remember to bring your sunglasses. The important thing is that you remember to bring your passport. Yeah? And it's the same with any type of adjective. Yeah? Lo interesante de eso, the interesting thing about that is, okay? So don't forget to use the word thing. Yeah? Lo mejor de la película fue the best thing about the film was the actor, yeah, the lead actor. Okay, next mistake. This is a mistake we hear again and again and again and again. In Spanish, you make questions. In English, we don't. Nosotros preguntamos preguntas, okay? We ask a question. We don't make a question. So don't say it, yeah? ¿Te puedo hacer una pregunta? Can I ask you a question? Yeah, you can ask me a question. Yeah? Does anyone have any questions to ask? Yeah, ask me a question. All right? Good. The next typical mistake. When you say es verdad, don't say is truth. Say it's the truth. Es la verdad. It's the truth. Or it's true. Using the adjective, yeah? It's true. Okay, another typical mistake. Los míos, yeah? Los tuyos. Los suyos de él. Los suyos de ella. O las suyas de ella. También. In English, we don't say the mines. We don't say the yours. We say mines. Olvídate de la the. Yeah, de la palabra the. We say, mine are over there. Los míos están allí. Yours are over there. His, las suyas de él, are over there. Ours, los nuestros, no digas nunca the ours, no. Ours are over here. Okay? Good. Hey, por cierto, if you say the mines, what you're actually saying is las minas. So don't say it, all right? Bien. The next typical mistake. When you say es demasiado grande, don't say it's too much big, yeah? Forget the word much. That's only when you say es demasiado, it's too much, yeah? With an adjective, we say it's too big, yeah? This table is too big to fit in my pocket. It's too big. Or my pocket is too small, demasiado pequeño, yeah, to put the table in. All right, the next one. No soy lo bastante fuerte. Don't say I'm not enough strong. Say I'm not strong enough, yeah? When we use enough together with an adjective, we put the word enough at the end of the clause, al final de la oración. I'm not strong enough, I'm not big enough, I'm not tall enough, yeah? It's not interesting enough. Good stuff, well done.